gingerbread omelets. You know, I had the Atlanta Cheesecake Company cheesecake like a couple of weeks ago, and I think they changed the way they make Atlanta cheesecake. Because I remember it being very tall, and you could actually see the bake browning on top of it. So you could tell the whole cheesecake was baked, and it was tall, and it was thick, and it was dense, and it was sugary, maybe a little bit tart. And then the one that I got, a couple of weeks ago, it looked different. Like it had like a small layer of cheesecake, and then this more tart topping on top of it, and you couldn't see any like baking on the top of it, as if it was like a big cheesecake being baked. So I was pretty disappointed in it. So yeah, I was like the new Atlanta cheesecake. I think they changed the way they make them, and more cheaply probably. So I decided I'm gonna try this cheesecake, Cotton Blues. There's a YouTube channel where they do nothing but review food, from the grocery store and crap. And they said this one was really good, better than the Atlanta cheesecake. And they reviewed the Atlanta cheesecake back when it was good, like 4 years ago. So they said this one was even better. So I mean, sometimes you're like, why'd they ruin a good thing? It's gone forever, and then another company pops up and does it better, maybe, possibly. So they said this was like. So I didn't really let this thaw completely. This was frozen. So I'm looking at this. It looks like, I can't really see any baking markings on it, but they said the crust was really sugary. Okay. It's it's got a little bit of mush to it, to be honest. Let me see. A little bit of gelatin wiggle to it. I'm concerned. Oh my god, look at that. I put the fork in, and this doesn't look that dense. Let me try it. It's not very dense. It's pretty tart. So yeah, it's not very dense. It kind of overly soft. A bit tart. You try the back. Yeah, the back is really hard and crunchy. Oh my god, I can't even get through it. Very sugary crust. Very hard, crunchy. The crust is good. Very sugary sweet, like they said in the other review. I think this is one of the few times where the crust actually makes it better. The Atlanta cheesecake one, I think the crust kind of distracted from the cheesecake. It seems to be getting more dense near the edge. it's just colder. Yeah, it's colder, a little bit more frozen on the back, which makes it more dense. Just a little bit. Mm-hmm. I have to say it's getting better. The front part of it was just like really mushy and tart. See, I kind of like that kind of flakiness instead of mushiness. You know, kind of a textured look, kind of a dense, textured look. Yeah, the crust is really fucking good because it's really crispy, really sweet. Not mushy. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's usually where they really screw up the cheesecake is the crust. Not this one. So I really like the outer part of the cheesecake. The farther away from the center of the cheesecake, the less mushy it is. The more dry and dense it is. I wouldn't get it again. Because I think I got my cheesecake fix. Extremely sugary crust. You can actually see the sugar grain. I got my cheesecake fix, but I mean, at what cost? Maybe a little bit too much crust. Honestly, it's getting too sugary sweet. I think if it was a little more dense and dry instead of mushy, I would have liked it a lot more. And the crust is actually getting overwhelming. I wouldn't get it again.